between these two clubs. So the starting five: Lazic, Feldin, Rochestie, Lesort and Bialica for the visitors. With the Turkish Airlines Euroleague anthem out of the way, we will no doubt soon see the graphics for the home team, Khimki Moscow region. Shved, Markovic, Anderson, Gill and Thomas in the middle. Tichy Arena. Tichy Arena, the stage for this round 3 matchup. And we're underway. Opening tip controlled by the visitors. Crvena Zvezda with the first offense in this game, set for 4 10-minute quarters of basketball in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague, round number 3. Bialica with it on the perimeter. Now jumping out way beyond the perimeter and getting a hand in the face of the shooter, but to no avail. James Feldin opening up the scoring with a mid-range 2 right in the eye of Malcolm Thomas. See the season average in terms of shooting for James Feldin. Driving on Bialica, hanging in the air, going glass, rebound hauled in by Thomas. He goes jump hook, can't find the range, rebound pulled down by Lesort, and Zvezda are in transition. Feldin, man who scored the opening bucket for the visiting side, working the dribble is Rochestie. Now it's down to the corner. Rochestie once again fakes the shot, drives, pulls up foul line, bottoms the net, and it's a brilliant start for the visiting side. Crvena Zvezda scoring on their first 2 trips down the floor. They lead by 4 points to nothing. Taylor Rochestie, dead-eye shooting from the perimeter coming into this game. See that contact when the cut was trying to be made. Foul called on Milko Bialica, his first, team first. So Khimki inbounding from the end line, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Markovic dumps down low, pump fake, goes up strong, but taken away and broken up. Terrific defensive play once again by Mateusz Lesort. We spoke about his defensive presence on the interior before the opening tip, and he is making an impression on Khimki early on in this contest. Khimki still looking for their first score. Zvezda looking to make it 3 out of 3. Feldin from downtown, count it. 7-0 now, if that is indeed a 3-pointer. And James Feldin has started brightly. 5 points in the game for him, taking matters into his own hands. Is that basket count? Or was that foul committed on the ground? Well, here's Feldin, stops, pops, thank you very much. He's jogging back the other way. So foul on the ground, committed by Branko Lazic. And that's the way to get the scoreboard moving. Explosive finish on the inside by Anthony Gill, Khimki's first points of the game. But with 2.5 minutes gone, as Rochestie working the dribble once again and having a difficult time staying with him is Shved. Feldin kicks out Bialica from downtown, rim shot, hustling after it and clattering over the advertising hoardings. My goodness, Branko Lazic, talk about putting your body on the line for your team. Look at the determination. Nothing but eyes for the basketball. And your own safety be damned, head over heels in pursuit of possession. Ultimately couldn't secure it, but that's an idea of the hustle that the visitors are bringing into this energetic start. Pulling up from downtown, James Anderson, that's way off right. So coming up on 3 minutes gone in the opening period. Zaitsev guarding Rochester. Rochester will fancy his matchup in terms of the foot speed. It's a zone now, so defensive responsibility, see passing around the perimeter as each man is guarding an area rather than a specific player. Short on the shot was Branko Lazic, running the floor hard and throwing down once again is Anthony Gill. 4 points in the game, 2 dunks. Well, we heard Coach Olimpievich say that you have to watch this side in transition. And all 4 of their points have come with easy pickings on the inside. The second one, a fast break finish. Anthony Gill with 2 dunks to give Khimki their 4 points. Explosive finish from Gill. Wonderful touch pass. And that is as high percentage as it gets from the 2'4" forward in his first season in the Euroleague, his first season with Khimki. Rim shot, flying up high is Lesort. Now, who tipped that one home? Lesort's raising his right hand as if to say, that's mine. What will the official scorebook say? As Zvezda increased their lead to 5. Wide open in the corner is Gill. Hustling after it and keeping it alive. Now it's in the hands of Shved. Shved working the dribble. He pulls up in the face of Bielica. Back iron on the shot, but another offensive rebound. Hauled in. And streaking down a lane to finish is Shved. He gets his first point on the board, and it's a 1-possession game. Bielica, double team down in the corner. Aggressive zone being played by Khimki, but the ball's moving quicker than the men, trying to get up strong, but coming up short of Zvezda, and now it's a transition opportunity once again. That ball taken away as James Anderson momentarily lost control. And it was Lesort who was credited the offensive rebound and the tip. So he opens his account, but there's aim for his first points of the game. Now, oh my goodness. Error in execution from the baseline inbound, leaving the fans rather bemused and nonplussed. Miscommunication between Khimki there. Giving away an inbound opportunity. So there's Gill. Well, even Malcolm Thomas with his hops caught him completely unawares. I think he'd need a pogo stick to catch that one. We're seeing a review once again. Was the ball deflected? Is it an over and back? Oh, there's no deflection there. That's the view on the official review that the crew chief will see. And now the official ruling being communicated to both of the benches, approaching the midpoint of this first period. See, some time has gone back on the clock. And now we're ready to go as Zvezda will inbound from the sideline. Rochester finding Feldin. He's being pursued around the perimeter by Gill before being handed on. By Anderson before being handed on to Gill. Taken away. Anderson now in transition, going behind his back. Shved drives the lane, kicks it out. Anderson launches the 3, drains it. Beautiful secondary transition offense from Khimki, and we have a tied basketball game at 9 points apiece. Rochester kicks down to the corner. Short on the shot. Inside is Lesort. Goes to the hook. Can't get it. Rebound hauled in by Malcolm Thomas. So we have a tied game at 9. Khimki looking for their first lead of the game. Inside. Pump fake. Power dribble. Up strong. Too strong off the glass. Gets his own rebound and the foul. Malcolm Thomas. Persistence personified. The 3-point play is Malcolm Thomas. 76% foul shooter for his career, 67% so far this season. But look at those numbers on the offensive glass. That has now been altered, so that is correct. 4 offensive rebounds he's been credited with, 2 defensive boards to give him 6 for the game, and we are still in the first period. He's averaging 6 boards a game for the season so far as Feldin jumps to pass, finds Pero Antic. Feldin fakes, Antic for 3. Rim shot, fighting hard and tipping it home is Bjelica. Milko Bjelica with his first points of the game on that offensive rebound stickback. And we are tied once again at 11. Anderson, who has just drained his 97th career three-pointer, to open his account a few moments ago. Jumping to pass and all the way down to the corner was Shved. Now that is a tough shot with the clock ticking down, and Pero Antic secures the board. Rochester from the wing, count it! Zvezda go up by 3 with that 3-pointer from Dobric. Ognjen Dobric connecting from downtown, his first score of the game. And Khimki lead once again as Shved hanging in the air, bumped on the shot. And a man who was just connected from downtown commits his first foul. So checking into the game, Ognjen Dobric, causing a flurry of activity in the scorer's book. Well, checking in, much the case of pick your poison on the inside, because Malcolm Thomas got the start. And checking in is Thomas Robinson. Thomas Robinson, such a blistering start on both ends of the court to his Euroleague career. So Shved to the free throw line, 76% foul shooter for his career. Can't find the range on the first, he's 73% so far this season. Coming into the game. Goes 1 of 2 on that trip to the free throw line. So it's still a 1-possession game as Rochester passed on in the zone to be picked up by Shved. Gets by Shved easily into the space in the zone. And a rebound on the defensive end pulled in by Robinson. So Shved drives the lane, up high. Oh, the alley-oop was a spectacular effort, but Robinson couldn't control on that occasion. Pero Antic down to the corner, Bjelica for 3, count it. Milko Bjelica with his first 3-pointer of the game. He moves to 5 in the game. And Zvezda are leading by 5. So from the corner, count the 3-pointer. Stefan Markovic from downtown. And it's a 1-possession game once again. Back-to-back 3-pointers for Zvezda. James Feldin is red hot to begin this game here at the Mitashi Arena. Feldin moves to 8 points in the game, 2 of 2 from downtown. As Shved rattles home another 3. So it's turning into a shootout, this one. 2-point game, and we have had a flurry of 3-pointers with 1.5 minutes to go in the first. Rochester flips it up high, can't get the range, but it was a beautiful drive to the basket. Simply didn't get the finish on that occasion. Well, here was the alley-oop attempt. We saw one of these converted last season on that connection from Shved to Robinson. But a flurry of 3-pointers from both sides. Well, that is a rare miss from Taylor Rochester. 7th most accurate free throw shooter all time, but he only goes 1 of 2 from that trip to the line. 90.2% shooter for his career, Taylor Rochester. 85% on the season coming in. 50% on that trip to the floor. So Zvezda leading by 3 as Sved working on Antic, brings it back out. Broken up on the inside, terrific hustle by Zvezda. Football last touched by Khimki. Well, there was the hustle from Dejan Davidovac. Now a mild full court press being applied. The one-man variety. Too much contact away from the ball down on the baseline. Davidovac had the rock out on the point. But the foul will be called on James Anderson. See if you can take a look. Here's the backdoor cutter on the baseline. Anderson just gives him a bump, knocks him out of bounds. The official was on the spot to make the call. So struggling to inbound. Finally finding Bielica, who offloads to Feldin. Just over a minute to go in the first period. Zvezda leading by 3. They've yet to trail in this game as Feldin, my goodness! 3 for 3 from downtown for James Feldin. He moves to 11 points in the game. And he's missed just once all night, and that was on a 2-point effort. Back iron on the shot, Bielica with the board. Zvezda in transition, pushing hard. Is Radicevic, back to Feldin. Surely you look to feed him again because he is smoking right now. Getting open as Antic fakes, drives, takes it up strong, lots of contact, count it. Big drive and finish from Antic. And Zvezda are on a roll. Saw the gap in the zone, took it hard. Robinson couldn't recover, reached, but the foul wasn't strong enough to prevent Antic rumbling his way down the lane and converting the layup. And Antic will now go to the free throw line looking to complete the 3-point play. Antic completes the 3-point play and Zvezda lead by 9. It's their largest lead of the game in a game where they have never trailed. So we have an 8-second differential as Anderson drives, finishes. James Anderson moving to 5 points in the game now. His first 2-pointer. Feldin with, that's a foul out on the perimeter. Feldin took a little bump after this as well. So there you see the switch. The reach from Robinson. Now, if that is on Robinson, that's 2 quick fouls because he's the man who fouled Antic when he drove the lane. And he prevented him from scoring. So 2 fouls in the first period, 2.8 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Khimki now in the penalty to the free throw line is James Feldin, looking to add to his blistering start in this period, where he's already bagged 11 points. Feldin, 3 for 3 from the free throw line so far this season. And that's his first miss of the campaign for James Feldin. Still on the 70% mark for his career coming in. And that perhaps the only thing that James Feldin has done wrong all quarter. He moves to 12 points in the game, James Feldin, going 1 of 2 on that trip to the line. Zvezda leading by 8, don't want to foul here. The 3-pointer is launched, it beats the buzzer, almost breaks the backboard. Presenting Khimki Moscow in his first season. Jenkins, the all-time leader in steals per game among active qualified players with 1.61 steals for his career. Looked like a travel, but nothing doing. Tough move, what a finish on that drive from Stefan Markovic. Markovic moves to 5 points in the game now. Inside, offload from the perimeter, off left on that shot attempt by Stefan Jankovic. So they close the gap to 6. It was 8 at the end of the first period in favor of the visitors. Now there was lots of room. Why did he not turn baseline? He does so now into traffic, but offloads to Shved. Shved bottoms it, and all of a sudden it is a one-possession game. It's a brilliant start. A 5-0 run to begin this second quarter by the home team, and unsurprisingly, well...
Φαντάσου περισσότερα.
Hawk, that is, Charles Jenkins. Oh, lost a footing there, and finally, Zvezda are able to pick it up. Bit of a broken play, so perhaps we'll see the volunteers and the floor crew just clean up any possible perspiration. Mathias Lesort was looking to get loose on the inside. So the playing surface now rendered safe and secure once again. Well, perhaps I've spoken too soon. The officials just checking. And out comes the floor cleaning crew once more, just to ensure that we'll hear that familiar audible squeak that always comes with a dry, safe playing surface on the hardwood. Well, he had a terrific first quarter, James Feldine. He'll be hoping he doesn't cool off during this rest period. Lazic has given it back. Those are flying down the lane looking for the offload. Was Lesort. Radicevic was looking to find his teammate, who was building up ahead of steam. Lesort has it now on the wing, beyond his shooting range, so he gives it to Radicevic. He pulls up from mid-range. Oh my goodness, that's an air ball, secured by Shved. Running hard are Khimki. Shved now met at half court. Now it's in the hands of Zaitsev. Trap trying to be applied in a corner. Charles Jenkins struggling to control. Shot clock is down to 4. He's going to have to launch. He jumps to pass. Inside it goes. Backhand on the shot. Trying to keep it alive. But they couldn't do so. So strong defensive sequence from Zvezda. Lots of contact as Charles Jenkins reaching around the back of the ball handler. Radicevic just struggling with his footing momentarily once again. Too much physicality on the defensive effort from Charles Jenkins. So the ball inbounded then. Dobric has given it to Radicevic. Radicevic inside, what a thunderous jam! Terrific bounce pass, an emphatic finish from Mathias Lesort off the wonderful feed from Radicevic. Zvezda leading by 5. Their first points of the second period. Bounce pass going baseline, but taken away. Todorovic tried to feed a streaking baseline cutter. You see Zubkov going up hard, but he was challenged at the rim. And there's a lot of ball on that block. But the officials in position and saying that there's too much body. Jankovic put himself in position to break up that shot attempt. So to the free throw line. Here's Andrei Zubkov. See his career numbers. 0 for 2 on that trip to the stripe. Ognjen Dobric with the rebound. Radicevic. Lesort. Now it's back to Radicevic once again. Lesort comes to set the screen. Now he's posting up in the lane. He takes it up himself. Radicevic knifing from the high post all the way down to the bucket. And after a 5-0 run to begin this second quarter, now it's Zvezda who have gone on a 4-0 run in response. So the lead is 7. It was 8 at the end of the first quarter. Zvezda have led by as many as 9. There's the move off the screen. The roll. And Lesort. Thunder jam. High above the rim. Threatening to hit his elbows on the hoop. Shved has lost control, and Lesort has gathered the loose ball. And it's an advantage in numbers momentarily for Zvezda. Driving in traffic, gets to the glass, but can't find the bottom of the net. So to the free throw line will go Nikola Radicevic. After taking that contact from Marko Todorovic. 4 from the stripe so far this season. He drains the first. Zvezda's lead up to 8, just as it was at the end of the first period. And that the first miss of the campaign for Nikola Radicevic. So Radicevic remains on 3 points for the game, as you see the battle for position down low between Zubkov and Jankovic. So just over 3 minutes gone in the second quarter. Shved being guarded by Lazic. It's in the hands of Markovic. Traffic in the corner, but Markovic somehow emerges with the ball. He gets it out to Shved. He puts it back down to Markovic in the corner. Count it, my goodness. Well, you have to put that down as a patient offense. And that is what Coach Bart Zokas stressed in the locker room before coming out onto court, that their team must be patient. They didn't panic when trapped in the corner there. And Markovic benefited. Upstairs, the alley-oop from long distance. Andrei Zubkov with the finish. And it's a one-possession game once again. So Shved, as well as his points, is playing helper as well. It was a wonderful control from Andrei Zubkov. Look at this wraparound. Shved down. And a three-pointer drained by Stefan Markovic. He has the ball right now. Trapping, swarming, aggressive defense being played, and an offensive foul. Is that what the call is here? Just await confirmation. So inbounding from the sideline is Vyacheslav Zaitsev, almost losing it on the spin move, and now picked up his dribble as Andrei Zubkov backing his man down. Is Todorovic, goes to the spin move, broken up. Matthias Lesort, terrific defense once again. Well, his activity and his footwork and his determination really paying dividends here. So the ball will get passed out by Zubkov, and then when it went back to Todorovic, Matthias Lesort was really active, and it was last touched by Todorovic after Lesort batted it against him. Feldin back into the game now. Bielica guarded by Zubkov down in the block. He spins baseline, muscles his way up, crashing the boards hard. It was Matthias Lesort. Matthias Lesort just helping the official there, pointing out that it was last touched by Khimki. It looks as though the official agrees. Here's a look at it once again. Just on this sideline, Charles Jenkins couldn't apply the brakes quickly enough. You breach the toe. When you breach the sidelines with a toe, that is out of bounds. So a turnover there, despite the hustle of Charles Jenkins squaring up against his former team. Rochester. Inside to a streaking Lesort! My goodness! What a throwdown! Beautiful find from Rochester. And Lesort threatened to tear down the entire hoop. Terrific finish from Matthias Lesort, who goes to 6 points in the game. Now he's trapped his man in the corner. Forces a turnover. Let's see what the call is here. Well, there's the roll. Look at the bounce pass. Or, excuse me, the feed from Rochester. Look at the explosion from Lesort, high above the rim. Finishing with authority. Lesort called for the foul. Zvezda in the penalty. It's the second foul called on Lesort. Vyacheslav Zaitsev to the free throw line. He drained both his first free throws of the season. Rochester being defended aggressively. He's picked up his dribble. He finds Bielitsa. Rochester puts it down to Lesort. Skip pass, finds Feldin. He drives, finds a space in the zone. Back iron on the shot. Rebound hauled in by Zaitsev. Zaitsev handling now. Anderson. He's picked up the dribble, needs an outlet. Gives it back to Anderson. Lots of contact. Anderson gets his own board. Kicks it out to Charles Jenkins. He fires from three. Count it! Charles Jenkins with his first score of the game. Perfect from downtown against this game at 35. So 4 minutes to play in the first half here at the Matici Arena. Rochester. Pero Antic now has a huge size advantage and was set to abuse Vyacheslav Zaitsev down in the low post. Terrific recognition. And, well, that's the catchweight contest if ever I saw one. Zaitsev coming off second best. He's called for his first foul. So Zvezda inbound to Bielitsa. Rochester guarded aggressively by Zaitsev. Charles Jenkins shadowing Feldin. Rochester working the dribble. Beautiful pass inside. Bielitsa up strong. Foul on the shot. Zaitsev is in the wars at the moment because he got bumped and barged by Pero Antic and then putting his body on the line against Milko Bielitsa. He's taken another shot for the team, but unfortunately the call hasn't gone in his direction. Just seeing indeed who that call is on. It was Zaitsev who was in the vicinity. That is indeed. Oh, and Coach Bart Zokas has been hit with a tee. Well, he's been animated all game long. As Coach Bart Zokas been up off his chair, gesticulating animatedly. So now, free throws and possession for Khimki. Excuse me, for Zvezda in a game where Khimki have never led. They tied it up here at 35. Oh for 2. 2 free throws from Bielitsa. Milko Bielitsa, 92% from the stripe so far this season, 76% for his career. You saw that number there, 11 for 14. That's because he's just missed twice. And Rochester, my goodness, well, he's just checking the ball because I'm sure he can't believe what's happening either. The man who is 7th all-time in terms of free throw accuracy at 90.2% for his career coming in, has missed 2 free throws in this game alone. So Zvezda have just gone 0 for 3 from the stripe after Bielitsa was fouled. Let's see what they can do on this possession. Feldin can't find a range on the three-pointer. So Khimki have the opportunity to take their first lead of the game on what potentially could have been a 6-point possession for Zvezda Belgrade. Khimki now looking to lead. Jump hook is too strong. Rebound Bielitsa. And we remain tied at 35. Bielitsa It's tantalizing the three-point line. Rochester from downtown, count it! Taylor Rochester ensures that Khimki are still in search of their first lead of the game. 33% from downtown for the season. Taylor Rochester, he scored in double figures in 9 straight games. As the sharpshooter for Zvezda, got 6 points already as the three is drained from the corner. Charles Jenkins playing with purpose against his former team. He's perfect from downtown. 6 points in the game for him. And we are tied at 38. Now, how significant would it be from a psychological standpoint in a half where Khimki have never led if they could go into the locker room at the interval with a lead? Charles Jenkins is 2 for 2 from downtown so far. Taylor Rochester, after missing the free throw, his troubles are continuing. I don't quite believe what I'm seeing here tonight. Taylor Rochester, who shoots with a metronomic accuracy, is shooting 25% from the free throw line. His stroke is normally so well oiled, in such a groove, but look at the lowly percentage that Zvezda are shooting from the free throw line. Khimki's not much better, although they've taken fewer attempts. So Zvezda leading by 1. Acrobatic move and finish from James Anderson. Won't put points on the board. So once again, we are deadlocked. 39 points apiece. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Antic. Bielica driving baseline into a wall of Khimki defenders. It's a strong baseline drive. Good help from Anderson. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Taylor Rochester looks to inbound. He finds Bielica. He loses his footing because Rochester gives it to Bielica, but aggressive defense being played by Monya. Rochester down to the corner. Bielica fakes the three, goes left. Bump to the court. Now, is this a foul on a three-point shot attempt? Because the shot fake from Bielica, that got Jenkins in the air. One dribble left. Reloaded, launched, and flying across was Sergei Monya. And if that's a foul, that will send Bielica to the free throw line for 2 shots. Excuse me, 3 shots, of course. Now remember, it's good to see Bielica right himself after going 0 for 2 on his previous trip to the line in a sequence where Zvezda went 0 for 3 because Taylor Rochester missed the ensuing technical. So perfect so far from Milko Bielica. 76% for his career coming into this game. He had only missed once for the season before missing his previous 2. So 3 for 3, Milko Bielica moves to 8 points in the game. Zvezda leading by 3. Khimki still in search of their first lead. Trying to find, and indeed finding, Malcolm Thomas. He works the dribble, gives it up, kicks it back out to Anderson, who drives hard left, runs into Pero Antic. But who is the foul going to be called on? Did Feldin accost him on his way to the basket? There's Bielica providing an effective defensive wall. Ball's kicked back out. Feldin drives hard, and it looks as though, even though Feldin was moving his feet, that he has been called for the foul. Both teams in the penalty. James Anderson drains his first. 73% shooter for his career coming in, James Anderson. He missed his only a free throw attempt earlier this season, but he goes 2 of 2 on that trip to the line. So it's a 1-point game now. Antic down in the block, mismatch in terms of size over Jenkins. Bielica for 3, rim shot, fighting hard on the inside was Dobrich to try and pull it down. And Khimki looking to take the lead for the first time in the game with a 3-ball, back iron, rebound. Feldin. So Feldin keeps the ball himself. Now met by Monya. Pulls up from 3, short on the shot. Rebound secured. And off and running is Markovic. Now where's the foul? It is a foul. Yep. So it's a trip to the free throw line. Taylor Rochester hustling back, trying to pick up the loose ball. You saw him trying to get his hands out of the way, but didn't do so quickly enough. Rochester called for his first. So to the free throw line will go Stefan Markovic. 71% foul shooter for his career, as we see the numbers on the season for Markovic. 67% so far this campaign. First trip to the free throw line tonight, and he duly makes the first. Tied game. Now, if Markovic can make this, Khimki will have their first lead of the half with 29 seconds remaining. They've trailed by as many as 9, and he does so. So Stefan Markovic moves to 10 points in the game, giving Khimki their first lead of the first half. Khimki 43, Zvezda 42, and we have a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Ticking down to the corner. Too much contact. And just before the half, Charles Jenkins looks as though he's going to be whistled for the foul. That will be his second, and it will send Nikola Radicevic to the free throw line. There's the fake. Jenkins bites. That will send Radicevic to the charity stripe. Radicevic 1 of 2 from the free throw line so far in his 3 points in the game. So looking to edge Zvezda back in front with 5.2 seconds remaining is Nikola Radicevic. He makes the first. Deadlock once again. Well, not quite sure what's happened during that interlude, because for a long-range bomb. Just over 5 seconds remaining. Driving hard, all the way to the bucket. Oh, and it's a broken play. And there's still 1.2 seconds remaining. Malcolm Thomas, well, to be fair, he was fed a daisy cutter. Look at that, down by his knees. How do you scoop that one up when you're 2 meters 6 centimeters tall? So that ends the 2 from 2-point territory. He scored in double figures in 32 of his last 33 Euroleague games, the man handling the rock now, as the second quarter is underway here. Khimki, Moscow Region 43, Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade 44. The sword sets the screen, it's out to Bielica. He rumbles his way down the lane and gets the finger roll to go to open the scoring. Terrific offense to begin quarter number 3 for the visiting side. So Shved gives it to Anderson. Anderson hanging off the one leg, that's a tough shot, but what a rebound, and the stick back goes. Thomas Robinson extending the right arm and snaring that ball before getting the stick back to fall. His first points of the game after picking up 2 fouls in quick succession. Rejected on the inside, Anthony Gill swatting that one away. Khimki in transition, Anderson for 3, count it! James Anderson with his second 3-pointer of the game. He moves to 11 points in the game to lead his team in scoring, and Khimki lead by 2. They're on a 5-0 run. Just the second lead of the game for the home team. They're doubling down on the ball and they've bagged another steal. Off and running now, it's into the hands of Shved, who fires. Oh my goodness, what a start! An 8-0 run to begin quarter number 3.
Παστικά.
Grabbing a fantastic offensive rebound. Didn't really get off the ground, but the body control he demonstrated as he picked the ball out of the air with an extended right arm was really impressive. Feldin keeps the ball himself. Peroantic, skip pass, drives, bounce, stop, and up strong. Terrific drive and finish from Branko Lazic. Zvezda make it a 1-possession game once again. Swarming around the basketball, it's kicked by a foot. So it will be Khimki to inbound. Strong drive, textbook stuff from Branko Lazic. Robinson goes to the dribble. Tries the wraparound feed to Anthony Gill, but it was broken up by Zvezda's bodies. So Shved back iron on the shot. Gill almost got the board, but Peroantic said, that's mine. Radicevic, inside it goes. Bjelica double team down on the block. Skip pass. Out to the perimeter, Feldin drives, kicks it back out, Radicevic for 3, back iron on the shot, Shved with the rebound, Khimki off and running once again, what a beautiful transition basket! Thomas Robinson, the beneficiary, Alexei Shved with his head up all the way, and there's confirmation, 7 helpers in the game now for Alexei Shved. A 5-point lead once again. Beautiful feed, fantastic finish. Aware of everything that's developing around him. He's also been lighting it up from the perimeter as well. 12 points, 7 assists, 3 boards and a steal to this point in the game for Alexei Shved. Remember, before the season, he's committed his future to Khimki, got a contract that runs through 2020 as Thomas Robinson. Well, that's a travel called on Robinson, who can't quite believe it. New worldwide traveling rule or not, that one relatively easy for the officials. Turnover is the result. So the lead is 5 once again, second time in the game. Now, Khimki have had a 5-point lead. Bjelica looking at his options as he squares up on Anthony Gill. He's lost a dribble, it's another takeaway. And now Markovic looking at his options, skip pass, finds Anderson for 3! Wide of the mark. So now we're checking to see, and sportsmanlike foul has been called. Look at the near side, near the wing. Now you see Radicevic, if that's deemed to be not an attempt to get the basketball, saw the official make the gesture for unsportsmanlike, and I think that is what it's being called. A little bit of afters between the players. Now let's just get confirmation as to what's happened here. That was what was called initially, but the official review has waved that off, and so it's a sideline ball. No unsportsmanlike foul is being called. Shved into the lane, somehow slicing his way to the glass to move to 14 points in the game. And it's a 7-point lead now. Biggest lead of the game for Zvezda. Pero Antic for three. No good. Shved with the board. He's doing everything. What a catalyst he's proven to be for his squad. Upstairs. Down comes Robinson. Rejected by Bielica. Too much contact. Foul on the play. Look at that for a finish. Slithering his way through the Zvezda defense. Contorting his body to get to the glass. So to the free throw line is Thomas Robinson. 50% coming into the game at 5 for 10 from the stripe so far this season. Here you see he's now 5 for 11 given that first miss here tonight. And he's right on his season average. Thomas Robinson, 5 points, all of them have come in the second half. Khimki leading by 8, continuing to extend their biggest lead of the game. 4 points so far as Feldin is off wide of the mark. Look at Robinson running the floor like a sprinter and then rocking the rim with a thunderous one-handed throwdown. 7 points all in the second half for Thomas Robinson. And he's been hooked up on the fast break twice. And it's a 10-point lead now for the home team, as the basket remains to be covered, or remains covered. From Zvezda's point of view, just 4 points through the midpoint of this period, and it's another turnover. Markovic, what a pass, what a catch, what a finish! And it's all going Khimki's way right now. They lead by 12. Time. So, Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade have scored just 4 points with over 5 minutes gone in the third quarter. It's currently a 17-4 run that the home team are on. Thomas Robinson, well, he's not getting to grips with how these officials are calling the game tonight. As we preview a game that is coming up. Real Madrid and Milan. FC Barcelona Lassa facing off against Žalgiris Kaunas. Encounters in this, the third round of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. But back here at the Matici Arena, the home team have sprung to life in the second half. From the wing, rim shot, Bielica fighting for it. There's Dejan Davidovac, who fired from the corner. Bielica and Robinson fighting for the ball. Who touched that one last? Last touch by Robinson. Bielica working against Gil. Now it's in the hands of Breach inside to Bielica. And again, it's the hard work of Matheus Lasort, who moves to 8 points in the game now with his 5th board of the night. That keeps his team in it. Bielica almost bagging a steal. Shved keeping the dribble. Markovic for 3. Rim shot. Now, which way is this one being called? Look at the contact between the two bigs down low. Matheus Lasort clearing house in an effort to get his mitts on the ball, and that is why he has been called for the foul. It's his third. Zvezda creeping towards the penalty. Anderson with the reception. He gives it back to Markovic. Shved. Anderson fakes the three, drives, goes up strong, but it's rejected. Lesort made his defensive presence evident in the lane once again. He got a piece of the ball, but I think he got too much body as well. Because Anderson was coming at full steam, driving by Davidovac as though he wasn't there, and taking it with forceful intent towards the rack. Lesort called for his fourth foul now, one away from his disqualifying foul. Anderson to the free throw line, and he makes the first. 4 of 5 from the stripe so far tonight is James Anderson. 73% shooter for his career. He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Anderson moves to 13 points in the game. Khimki Moscow region restore their 12-point lead. So Rochester inside to Davidovac, who's working hard, puts up the high arcing one-handed shot. Robinson with another rebound. Traveling violation call on Thomas Robinson, who has made a terrific impact in this third quarter with 7 points. He hasn't agreed with all of the calls that have gone against him. Remember, his first season in the Euroleague. I'm sure he will continue to adjust. Team's leading scorer at 17.5 points per game coming in, as well as pulling down 8 boards as well. Hook shot is well wide of the mark from Jovanovic. And the perimeter shot buried to reduce the deficit to 10 once again. Taylor Rochester closing in on that double-digit streak of scoring. 9 points in the game for him now. Shved inside to Robinson, who fires from the elbow. Short on the shot. Peroantic muscles down the board. So Rochester orchestrating the half-court set. Khimki's field goal percentage has gone up dramatically, whereas Zvezda's has fallen. And what a contrast now, because in the first half it was Bart Zokas, the Khimki coach, who was the animated, exasperated figure. Those roles have been reversed here in quarter number 3. Khimki have rolled out to a 12-point lead on 2 occasions. It's still a double-digit advantage. Rochester is trying to reduce that. Rochester tries to put it down in the block, trying to find Jovanovic. So Rochester working the dribble. Robinson's come out to meet him. That's why Antic has got the huge size advantage over Charles Jenkins down in the lane. Anderson squeezes that rebound. Anderson keeping the ball himself. Shved has just gone skating across the hardwood. Righted himself now, though. Aggressive swarming defense being played by Zvezda. So good ball movement, will pick that apart. Deep three-pointer, rim shot, new 14. For Khimki, spinning into trouble. Shved for 3, back iron on the shot, and that's going to be Zvezda possession. So their aggressive defense paying dividends as they try to eke away at this double-digit lead that Khimki currently have. It's been as high as 12. 60-48 and 62-50. It's been all Khimki so far in this third quarter. 13-4 run has blown this game open. Feldin kicks it out to Antic. Antic with the shot clock ticking down, drains the three. And it's a single-digit deficit that Zvezda face right now, and psychologically they're going to feel a lot better about that. Pero Antic with his first three-pointer of the game. He moves to 6th on the night. Jenkins. Šved on the pull-up. Left on the rim. Zvezda to secure the board. Well, they've done a good job chipping away and not losing confidence, Zvezda, as Antic fakes the three. Feldin. Jovanovic. Working the dribble now is Rochester. He pulls up from beyond the arc. A backhand on that line drive, but kept alive by Jovanovic. No traveling call. Rochester driving, he's kicked it out of bounds himself. Oh my goodness. Well, just as they were hustling and scrapping and battling to keep themselves in the game, Jovanovic going head over heels to secure possession, but look at this, crossing up Anthony Gill and lost the handle. Charles Jenkins in the vicinity, making life difficult for Taylor Rochester. Been a tough night for Rochester. He hasn't stopped battling, but that is something of an aberration from the free throw line for a man of his lofty standards. 2 for 5 from the stripe for Taylor Rochester. 9 points in the game to this point. So Zvezda trailing by 7. Anthony Gill puts it down in the corner, streaking towards the glass and somehow getting that shot. So the final period underway here then at the Matishi Arena. Khimki Moscow region with a 9-point advantage. Inside, going up strong, is Malcolm Thomas, but he's broken up. So Zvezda will look to get this back down to 7 once again. They were trailing by 7 when Taylor Rochester lost the handle deep into the third period. Rochester picked up his dribble. Feldin with all kinds of time, can't find the range. Big rebound on the inside by Jovanovic. So Feldin picks up the dribble once more. Antic looks inside. Jovanovic, strong reverse power move, and that is one way to get yourself back into the game. Nikola Jovanovic, 23-year-old in his first season in the Euroleague, with a terrific power move for his first points of the game. Šved, has that found the hands of Anthony Gill? No, it hasn't. It's Feldin off and running. Jovanovic goes to the sky hook. Oh, terrific move! The veteran, old school sky hook out of the textbook from the 23-year-old. Absolutely remarkable. 4 successive points for him now. And he commits a foul on the other end to prevent Malcolm Thomas from getting into the game. But Nikola Jovanovic has been a bright light in this fourth quarter so far. Hard foul committed against Malcolm Thomas. That's why he had a few words to say after the contact. But I expect nothing less, nothing malicious of course, but just sending a message that that is his territory. Nikola Jovanovic, a 2.11 meter center, forward to be more precise. Grew up with Crvena Zvezda juniors, spent time in the National Development Basketball League over in the US with the Westchester Knicks. Represented with his national university teams, the under-19 team as well. While the officials are reviewing the foul, this is the view they're going to see. It's a hard swat in pursuit of the ball. Now how will the officials rule on this one? And it's been called unsportsmanlike. Oh my goodness. So that is going to be 2 shots and possession. And just as Crvena Zvezda, MTS Belgrade have been edging their way back into this game, trailing by just 5, courtesy of the 4-0 run they've used to begin this fourth quarter. They now face 2 shots and possession after Nikola Jovanovic has been called for the unsportsmanlike foul. And Malcolm Thomas has done his job. 76% free throw shooter for his career. He's made both free throws. So now it's a 7-point lead once again. And who would bet against Khimki looking at a long-range 3 with the perimeter weapons that they have on the floor right now. So now the ensuing possession after the unsportsmanlike foul. What can Khimki do with it? It's in the hands of Shved. He jumps the pass, upstairs it goes! And the man who converted the 2 free throws on the unsportsmanlike foul, Malcolm Thomas, has made it a 4-point possession personally by converting the alley-oop from Alexei Shved. 9 assists now for Shved, the delightful helper. And Thomas moves to 6 points in the game. Long range, count it. It's a long range 2 though, from Taylor Rochester. Rochester moves to double digits in the game to keep his streak alive. That's double digits in 10 straight games now, and 32 of his last 33 games for Taylor Rochester. But his team still trailing by 7. Shved goes to the step back. Rebound hauled down by Antic. Rochester fakes the 3, beats Charles Jenkins. Antic from downtown. Rim shot, nobody in the vicinity to rebound for Zvezda. And it's at the 8th board of the night for Thomas. Line drive is short from Charles Jenkins. Shved acrobatically getting that shot attempt away. Don't think it was in the act of shooting though. Malcolm Thomas, 6 points, 9 rebounds so far, and there the alley-oop, which made it 4 points in a row after converting the 2 free throws after the unsportsmanlike foul was attributed to Nikola Jovanovic. Fantastic effort from Thomas so far. Thomas Robinson has been limited in his play. Appeared in the 3rd quarter after picking up 2 quick fouls early in the first. Jump hook, gets the shooter's roll. And Malcolm Thomas has the hot hand. 8 points in the game, along with 9 rebounds and 2 assists for Malcolm Thomas. Khimki leading by 9. So Bialica on Jenkins, double down is Shved, doubling down in the low post. Feldin looking for holes in the zone, takes it high off the glass, rebound pulled in by Shved. And everything is going through Alexei Shved at the moment, who takes it to the hole, and the one-handed jam, coast to coast, from Alexei Shved. 18 points in the game, along with 9 assists and 5 balls. Pretty quickly, they got back to within 5 with a 4-0 run to begin the 4th quarter. And since then, it's been all Khimki once again. Their aggressive zone is reaping dividends. The gaps are there for Zvezda to penetrate. Feldin's trying to do so now. Now they do find an open spot, but it's rejected. It's that man again. Alexei Shved coming out of nowhere to swat that shot away. A performance index rating of 27 from Shved, extending the left hand and saying, I don't think so. So Zvezda inbounding with 3.2 seconds on the shot clock. Crucial that Zvezda, Khimki don't foul, and that's a nice execution from the end line. Matheus Lesort moving to double digits in the game now off that strong jump hook on the inside. He's got 10 for the night on 5 of 7 from 2-point range. Shved, bounce pass to Thomas, out to Jenkins, down to the corner. James Anderson, count it! James Anderson connecting from downtown once again, and he moves to 99 3-pointers for his Euroleague career. 16 points in the game now for Anderson. As Feldin shrugs his head in frustration after firing up another brick. approaching the midpoint of the fourth period. And Khimki leading by 12. They've led by 12 on 2 previous occasions. Down to the corner, Shved slices to mid-range, off left. Thomas with another board. Malcolm Thomas has pulled in 10 rebounds for the game. So Bielica, that's a nice pass and a nice finish on the inside by Nikola Radicevic. Reduces it to a 10-point deficit. Still lots of time left. And that will help their cause. Terrific hands from Branko, Lazic, Feldin streaking towards the hoop. He moves to 14 points in the game. His first points of the second half. So single-digit deficit now. It's Shved. Can't find the range on that one. Radicevic met by Jenkins. Radicevic keeps it himself, goes glass and gets the shooter's roll. That's a fantastic move.
3 έως 5 χρόνια σερβις δωρεάν. Otto Marin.
Three-pointer of his Euroleague career. 4 of 6 from downtown tonight. And he gives Khimki Moscow a 9-point lead over a tenacious Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade squad. A strong posting up down in the block from Mateus Lesort. Beautiful ball movement, and James Anderson hopping on the spot as he hears the sweet string music of his 100th Euroleague three-pointer. So foul called on Stefan Markovic. That's his 4th easy call for the officials. He didn't attempt to move his feet, rather looking to bag a steal. So Markovic is on 4 fouls. So too is Lesort. Jenkins, oh, he almost got a steal. And he can afford to smile. Well, Jenkins has yet to get a steal in this game. Bags a theft. Just about every time out. 1 steal in 8 straight Euroleague games for Charles Jenkins. Almost got his first of this contest there. Bullet pass down to Bielica in the corner. He drains the 3. And now this is interesting, because it's just a 6-point lead once again. Bielica moves to 13 points in the game. Foul on the ground. Called on Nikola Radicevic. That's his 3rd. Zvezda approaching the penalty. Ball in the block now. Markovic out to the perimeter. Big rebound pulled in by Lesort. 7 boards in the game now for Lesort. Radicevic handling, rolling baseline is Lesort. Going up high, gets the rebound and the stick back. Terrific hustle on the offensive glass by Mateus Lesort. 12 points in the game now, and that is 4 offensive rebounds. Anderson gets bumped. Oh, is that a foul? Or is it out of bounds? So there's tried to apply the brakes. He came down in the cylinder of James Anderson. What say the officials? foul. Lazic doesn't agree with it. You saw clearly from the replay we just witnessed. Anderson went straight up and straight down, and when he came down, Lazic was beneath him. So Anderson, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, make that 6 of 7 now as he moves to 20 points in the game. And every time Zvezda get to within touching distance, Khimki find an answer. And this, three foul shots after being fouled on a three-pointer. It's a really profitable trip down the floor for Khimki. "22 points in the game now for James Anderson. 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 4 of 6 from downtown to take him to the 100 mark in EuroLeague three-pointers. Bielitsa's driving hard, swatted away by Anthony Gill. Good to see that team spirit and camaraderie in effect from Zvezda despite trailing. Look at that, he got his feet in a bit of a tangle. Anthony Gill has had a forceful rejection against Taylor Rochester in the third quarter. Didn't need to leave the ground on that one to swat it away. It's a foul. After the feet became tangled, Bielitsa can't find the range on the first. Shooting just 50% from the stripe tonight. His 13-point total. Can't find a range on the second, so 3 of 7 on the night for Milko Bielitsa, and those are really crucial. From Zvezda's point of view, they're a lowly 10 of 19 from the free throw line. So Zvezda off and running now. Good hands, and then terrific anticipation. It's taken away. Markovic, highlight reel jam on the other end for Thomas Robinson, who moves to 9 points in the game. And that one was made by the outstanding hustle of Stefan Markovic. He hadn't added to his second half total in terms of points, but he kept the ball alive. And then it was a fast break finish put home by Thomas Robinson. 9 points the advantage once again. Broken up there by Jenkins. And look at Markovic, aware of his position on the court, and managed to keep it in bounds and find the hands of a teammate. Well, they need a flurry of threes now, and that one is short of the mark. Jenkins. That's a turnover. He's trying to find a lead pass for Anthony Gill. That beats everybody out of bounds. Surely threes and stops the order of the day now for Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. Rochester fakes, drives, fires. So timeout on the floor, just over a minute remaining. Play for the 28-year-old. At your 7 days magic moment. Well, the inbound pass attempting to find Lesort is broken up. Now, will that go down as a steal for Charles Jenkins? Indeed it has, so his streak remains alive. Feldin offloads to Rochester. Rochester pulls up, finds the bottom of the net. 13 points in the game now for Taylor Rochester. But this one, barring something miraculous and calamitous from Khimki's point of view, probably in the book. It's Markovic driving, kicking out. Why not, says Anderson. Can't find the range as he went in search of his 5th three-pointer of the night, but Markovic with another rebound. Now we've got a whistle here because Mateusz Lesort appears to be in some distress. Let's hope he's not too serious, but this young man has made a terrific start to his EuroLeague career. You see him battling for the ball. Oh, and it's just as Markovic came crashing through to pick the loose ball out of the air. perhaps just a little bit of hyperextension on the elbow of Lesort. He's taken a seat on the bench. Let's hope that he's okay. 10-second differential as Anderson swoops into the basket. 24 points in the game for James Anderson. Season high, closing in on his career high of 27. Bielitsa goes to the left-handed hook. Somehow that's tipped in. I'm not quite sure who will get the credit for that. Bielitsa, who is credited with the offensive board. And his 15th points of the game. It's been that type of night for coach Dusan Olimpievich. His team were up by 8 at the end of the first period, by 1 at the half, but then were just steamrolled in the third period. Never really recovered despite playing even up for much of quarter number 4. Maybe you should call Thomas Robinson to make the adjustments here, given his hang time and hops. But everybody seems happy, and with just 4 seconds to go, Khimki will inbound and no doubt dribble this one out. So that'll do it then. At the conclusion of 4 quarters.